So how do you think ESSA will impact students with disabilities, such as those with dyslexia? So as I mentioned, ESSA includes the provisions listed, all of which hopefully will positively impact all of our students. But the other thing included in ESSA that's really important that could have a huge impact on our state are two multi-million-dollar initiatives that will allow teachers to hone their expertise in supporting children who struggle with reading. For instance, our students with dyslexia, learning disabilities, anything like that. So the first one that I want to share with you, because it will be making its way onto Alaska's doorstep sometime in the next 12 to 18 months, is called LEARN. And so LEARN stands for Literacy Education Results for the Nation. And it could be as soon as July 2017 that schools can start applying for this competitive grant. The Literacy Education Results for the Nation, it's a competitive program, so each state would have to apply for the funds. It will provide funds specifically to help high-need districts, including those where the students are reading and writing below grade level, which are quite a few of our districts here in the state. The program is very comprehensive. I've read all of the articles about it and read everything that the feds have shared. And so it will support, basically it will support literacy learning for children from birth through grade 12. These funds will be able to be used to ensure that districts can provide high-quality professional development for educators to improve their literacy instruction for struggling readers and writers. And I have to say that's that's definitely a huge need here in the state of Alaska. Is I just constantly get phone calls and have conversations with administrators and teachers and everybody saying, we really wish that you could come do the training, but we don't have subs, or we don't have the money to pay for subs, or we're not allowed that many professional development days. So their teachers are pulled in so many different directions. It's really, really hard to get in there and get the professional development to them that they need. So I have high hopes that with this new funding that's coming that we'll be able to do that. And the program also, will have a focus on English language learners and students with disabilities. So the other thing, the second multi-million-dollar funding that the government is releasing is it's to establish a comprehensive center for students at risk of not attaining full literacy skills due to a disability. So this will be a national center, and the purpose of it is to identify evidence-based assessment tools and instruction strategies for students at risk. It will also provide families with information and educators with the professional development to understand and support these students. So we're really excited about those. I'm keeping a positive outlook on it. So No Child Left Behind, now ESSA, students with special needs may benefit from technologies that assist them, allowing them to keep pace with their peers. I just love this quote, and by loved, I mean I'm kind of being a little snarky, because that's what people in the assistive technology field have been saying for years. It's not a new concept. It's just been rewritten within ESSA without the term assistive in front of the word technology. So now it's acceptable to learn. A question from Melissa, do you think Alaska is likely to be awarded the LEARN grant? Yes. I'm not sure if it's the Department of Education or the Special Education Department in Juneau who will be applying for it. but I would hope somebody would, because I think that we would have a very high likelihood of getting it. And do we have a higher rate of students with special needs over other states? Yes, we do, which I think is actually in my next slide. Nope. Okay, so we're going to do something interactive. So if you will go to, I'll leave this slide up for a few minutes. If you will go to bit.ly/UDL_AT, and that's all caps, we're going to do a Padlet. Is everybody there? I'll put this in here, put the link in there so that you can see it. I think that was the link. UDLAT, yes. Okay, so let's take a couple minutes and do some brainstorming. First question is, what do you perceive as important qualities for today's students to develop in order to be successful in school and beyond? And the second question is, what role do you think technology will play in their success? So if you've never done a Padlet before, all you have to do is click on that screen and start typing. And everybody can share and see what everybody else is saying. Small steps for success, the willingness to try new things, social skills. Oh, I love that one, the willingness to try new things and fail. Yes, you're supposed to be able to see everybody else writing on the board. Can you not see it? I see somebody wrote that question. Oh, these are great.
Can someone tell me real quickly what we're doing so I can add something, I guess?
Sure. Let me put I'll put the link back up. /UDL_AT. So if you go to that link, then you'll see what's called a Padlet. It's a free online tool that you can use to brainstorm, and you can see what everybody else is putting up there. And so I posted 2 questions. What do you perceive as important qualities for today's students to develop in order to be successful in school and beyond? And then the second one was, what role do you think technology will play in their success? I took a picture of it so that I can share this with my staff at another time, see what they come up with. Okay. Those are great, you guys. Really good. So I would just love this quote, every student can learn, just not on the same day or the same way. So someone has asked me earlier about where Alaska stands. So this is a chart on how Alaska students that experience a disability according to their IEP scored in 2013 on the national assessments compared to public school students. So it was a national comparison. And this is an overall, all of their assessments. So 2% in Alaska scored in advanced, same as the national. Proficient, 6%. Basic was 14%. 78% of our students that have an IEP scored below basic on their assessments. And I put the link there in case anybody ever wants to see that or use it. So I'm going to talk to you about some digital reading an initiative here in ATLA that we do. And so with digital reading in the 21st century, it's more than just decoding words. 44% of the special ed population is made up of students with LD. 80% of the students identified with LD have a reading disability. Only 8% of those are using audio or recorded text for reading. So that means 92% of them either have somebody else reading to them or they're not getting the information. That's the only thing that I can assume. So LD students have the highest dropout rate of any disability category. So we have a program here at ATLA. It's funded through the Alaska State Department of Education and Early Development. And the mission or the core of it is to provide training and technical assistance on what's called accessible educational materials to schools and families in Alaska. So this initiative started in the state in 2008 and ATLA took it over in 2012.